Shalom. Shalom. It's good, bro.
All right, shalom, shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here every week to prophesy the downfall of America, which in the Bible is known as Babylon, Egypt, Sodom, the daughter of Babylon, all right? And to let this kingdom know, which is ruled by the so-called white man who is biblically Esau Edom, that this kingdom is about to be destroyed in a thermonuclear war, which is in the scriptures is World War III. We're also out here to let the people on the sign know that you are the true children of the Heavenly Father, which consists of the so-called Negroes, the so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. You are the true children of Israel. All right? So before we officially get started, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakadash. Want to send double honor to the elders and apostles, as well as the bishops at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful doctrine and the sincere women out there that subscribe to the true doctrine. So what we're going to get into, how all Israel's not of Israel, man. All right? And the fact that we bring out the information that show you you're an Israelite. We bring out the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the histories, all right, the future prophecies showing that you are going to be rulers in the future kingdom of heaven. Not all are going to consent unto that doctrine, okay? Let's start with Romans chapter 3, verse 3, all right? Our job as men of the Lord and prophets is to, no matter what is being said, to push this word in sincerity and in truth, and also to make sure that we're not deviating from the doctrine, all right? So, Lord willing, this is edifying, man, but we're going to get straight into it. You got it, brother.
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
Right. For what if some did not believe? Not everyone that calls himself an Israelite is going to fully follow the doctrine or follow the ordinances of what it is to be an Israelite. All right? This is why you have Israelites going into being Muslims. They're going into being Christians, modern-day Christians. All right? They're following everything under the sun except their true origin. All right?
For what if some did not believe?
Yeah.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
And also flowing into the prophecies. We speak these prophecies as the apostles like to love to say ad nauseum. And you have specifically like the mark of the beast that's spoken of in Revelation 13. We come out with the information that proves that what it is, right? Esau Edom is bringing out certain technology that matches up with that precept, and yet you have Israelites out here that still do not believe that this is what it is. But does that stop the men of the Lord from teaching it? No. Let's continue.
The Most High forbid.
The Most High, go ahead.
The Most High forbid.
The Most High forbid. Okay? And this is why it says also, when I believe in the book of Ezekiel, it speaks about us making our foreheads hard against theirs. That's not to prove that we're tougher. That's not to prove that any physical reason that we're better than you. It's to prove that, hey, you're going to have people that come up against this doctrine that I gave to you.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 7.
Again, start from a point that's good. You know, that's relevant.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Israel, they're not going to hearken unto the men of the Lord. Why? Because we look just like you. You know, even certain family members and so-called friends that we may have had in the world, they may not believe. Why? Because we look just like you. We do the same things that you was doing. Why should we believe what you saying? Because you got a Bible, we supposed to believe you? No. It's because of the spirit that has been put on the men of the Lord to teach this word. Okay? So this is why, read that again.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me.
Right. Right.
For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted.
Impudent and hard-hearted. We get that word impudent. You know, just going to hard-hearted, when you go into that word heart in itself, it goes into the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind. Right? So when it says hard-hearted, that boils down to you being stubborn. You not want to listen. You being hard-headed. All right? But you go ahead with that word, the impudent.
Impudent goes to Strong H2389, which is the Hebrew word chazak, which is strong, stout, mighty, severe, sharp, hot, firm.
Yeah, Jacob fight tooth and nail to prove that what we're speaking is false and what they're speaking is true. This is what it means by being impudent. And the more facts that we bring out, it seems like the harder Jake bucks up against the truth. Okay? Because as the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, tells us to prove all things. So when we go into these prophecies and we're proving what the MOTB is, we're proving that Israel, according to the book of Jeremiah 49 and Jeremiah 50, is that smaller, what it says, the least of the flock, because it was the last established, it was the last established under the guise of the Balfour Declaration, right? We'll bring out the proof, and what did Jake do? For the most part, they'll buck up against it. Nah, they'll find a reason to disprove it, but the facts are there. Go ahead.
So back to the precept, Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces.
Yeah. He said he has made our faces strong against their faces, because that's because we're supposed to stand stiffly, as it says in the book of Ezra. We don't have to get it, but it says stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And what's attached to that name is the spirit of prophecy. All right. It's also everything that's contained within the scriptures that adheres to pure doctrine. That's what the name is attached to. So this is why the Lord said he had to make our foreheads strong against the 2/3, man. You go ahead.
And thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead.
Right, and just to clear it up, because you have some people out there. We're not out here for confrontation. We're out here to prophesy. As it says, can we get that in some contention? We're out here to teach the gospel, and it's in the 100% fashion. So it will come with some type of aggression at some point, because we're passionate about this thing. But when individuals come up and combat it, we dialogue. But if it gets to that point, one or two things is going to happen. We're going to tell you, hey, it's not for you. Go ahead. Or we may get into a slight heated conversation about the scriptures. But we're not going to back down, because we haven't been given that spirit to back down. We've been given the spirit to teach this truth in 100% fashion. That's it. Not to deviate. All right? If you have that, Bible shot.
This is Philippians chapter 1, verse 16. The one preach Yahweh shy of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bond.
Right. So, and the reason why I had the brother bring this out, because No, I did mention in a contentious fashion that what may happen on the highways, but this is speaking about certain individuals that are bringing, they'll be bringing out, let's say for the hell doctrine. You'll bring that out because it's what? A world-friendly doctrine. But you will have the men of the Lord who will go into this word, what hell is and what actually is hell, and say that it's not actually a place that where your soul burns forever. And what are they turning it into? Or it'll be debates, or it'll be these are false. They appointed the men of the Lord say these are false prophets, or they'll start some type of contention, or click videos and say, well, you had a brother that said this as part of your camp. Just pretty much to get to it, starting up mess, man.
This next verse is good too. It says, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel.
But the other of love, knowing that he is set for the defense of the gospel. And what is that love? That love is saying what needs to be said, no matter what the repercussions, not consequences. The counter argument may be, right? When we talk about the MOTB, that's very highly controversial. A lot of people come up against that. With IUIC, what do they say? It's sin in all its forms, or they'll say it's an embargo, or they say it's whatever, this, that, and the third, but everything but the chip. All right? That's a form of contention. That's a form of us. That means that what? We have to make sure that we're have a sure foundation, because in order to stand 10 toes down on this gospel, we have to have a sure foundation rooted and grounded. You go ahead.
I'm going to write this real quick. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for the Most High hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. As a brother saying, being grounded in this, it's a love for this, and it's a love that we do through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, like I said, but of power, because the power is not within us, man. We like the Silver Surfer without his board. We ain't nothing without the board. All right, now the board would be pretty much the spirit. If you ever seen Fantastic Four, they say he getting this power from the board. You can see the energy come from that board. Then it gets distributed through him. All right, and that's how we are. We get power from above, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, from the spirit. That's what allows us to come out here instant in season and out of season. That's what allows us to feel convicted if we ain't read enough, if we ain't studied enough, if we ain't did our lesson, or to get a lesson out, to get understanding, to get all of that come by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Then it said of love, all right? And love is what? Keeping of the commandments, okay? And all in all, within that, treating others how you want to be treated. Which means, shoot, if the world was ending, I would want somebody to tell me. I would want to be born to something like that. All right? But what it is one of my favorite precepts. When you go to John, the 3rd chapter, they don't want to come to the light because of their dark ways, man. All right? We're showing love and giving love through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? But it's our people that look at it as hate, because they're drowned out by this world. What this world said love is. Okay? What this world said treating a person right is. Basically, it's letting them do what they want to do, but everybody being accepted in the same circle. It doesn't work like that. All right? LeBron can't go halftime and switch his fucking jersey and go on the next team. It don't work like that, man. You're signed with a contract to the Cavaliers. Just saying. You can't switch over to the damn Magic at halftime. All right? So we're signed. We're under a contract by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And then it said of a sound mind. All right? Meaning whole. Okay? Also temperate. Self-controlled, man. Okay? And that's what this truth does, this gospel. It gives you balance, man. All right?
And that sound, can we get that word sound? Because that's a beautiful point, as we're on the topic. I forget the Greek word, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna pull that precept. After that. That word was fast.
I don't be in the blue letter when I'm reading most of the time, so I gotta go over to the blue letter. Strong's G 4995. It looks like it says Sophronimos. It says in admonishing or calling to. Remember, I was telling you the word the other day. I didn't think it was that word, but it said something about a calling.
Yeah.
Call all y'all about
That's the spirit.
It said in admonishing or calling to soundness of mind, to moderation and self-control.
Shit. Yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna say. That's me. Read that again. Yeah. That's the spirit.
It says in admonishing or calling to soundness or of mind,
which is the spirit that the Lord had put on His elect men to bring out things, bring this word out in a admonishing way, to push it out with a calling. We're calling out, as it says in Ezekiel 3:17, warning the people, calling out. You're putting that word out there, right? And you're not doing it like, hey, please come on, brother. No, we're putting out there in a admonishing fashion because right now we're in high times of prophecy, man. We don't have time to be all soft-hearted and soft-spoken. We have to speak it in an admonishing fashion, and that because what the Lord Himself was an austere man.
Well, like the brother always point out, let's say your child outside playing around and you catch him in the street. Hey, get your ass out that street. But somebody else, it won't be as severe. You're like, hey, watch out. You know what I'm saying? But with your own, it's you know what I'm saying? It's like almost like a shock to them. Like, I really need you to do this. You know? That's that admonishing. That's that calling. Now, we're not going to beg you. It's like, hey, the Lord's coming, man. You got to get right. You know, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right? But to the other nations, we don't have no business telling them that because they don't get salvation. Okay? This calling is for Yashala only. And then it also said to the soundness of mind, of moderation and self-control. Because this world, right? This world just teaches you to indulge in things. All right? Be greedy with things. Be a niggard as well. You know? Which is pretty much being stingy. All right? That's what this world teaches you. Look at you go into the grocery store. You just can, that's why when they have sales, you use a coupon that says limit to 3 items per coupon or whatever, per person. Because they know people are just going there and just take all of it, man. But because this world teaches, they don't teach you self-control. It don't teach you moderation. It teaches you, well, that, but I'm thinking of yeah, exactly. Hey, how you doing? It teaches you to be insatiable. You just can never get enough, man. And that's crazy, call all y'all about shit outside, because that's what junk food does to you. Oh, shit, boy.
That was fiasco.
Yeah, she got the walking sign. You can't fucking turn if she's walking. Wait your fucking turn because she's a pedestrian with the walking sign. Like I said, there's no self-control. You just gotta go first. Or you're not paying attention. Then if you're not paying attention, what you doing? You either on your phone, all right, or you in La La Land while you driving. Look, now she about to fucking get hit because she's not paying attention. This is Babylon, man. This is fucking confusion. Wow. But look, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the signs, man. Her sign was to walk. The driver didn't pay attention to it, so he's about to run her over. If she would have walked across the pedestrian lines like she's supposed to, and just because she would have, when she went this way, when she started heading east, she had the hand, meaning it's not her turn to walk. Wait for the walking sign, and you would have been able to walk. But you want to go further over and then jaywalk, as they say, and you about to get fucking hit. So at the end of the day, man, the Lord Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, but He gave us the spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind, man. Okay? And it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now we know how to operate. Okay? And we got a job to do as well, man. We can't just indulge in everything into this world. Because the hate is fast to pass away, man.
Go straight to right there.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7, it says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels.
Right. Now, I wanted to bring this out, and we're going to continue, but I wanted to bring this out. Is what the brother was saying, you know, as far as the word that the Most High put on us, it's really not of us. This is the spirit that the Most High put on us to bring out in the fashion that He requires it to be brought out. All right. So the magnificence of this word, all right, is ultimately of the Heavenly Father. Let's finish it. It explain itself a little bit more.
That the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us.
Right, because to have the understanding of these prophecies, to have the understanding of the times that we're in, and to move in the fashion that the times are in, biblically, that's not something that we were born with. That's something that the Most High put the Spirit on people to do. Right? So when you and also going back to the point that I made earlier, you know how people that we know, family members, friends, whatever, like, man, you just like me. Why should I listen to you? It's not of us that we speak in this word, man. The things that we're speaking is starting with the elder apostles on down, you know, because we're all just men in the flesh, but we've been granted through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, this holy gift of prophecy, of being able to understand these things in this generation that we're in. And that's always how it's been. You know that, and that's the same thing with the prophet Jeremiah. When you go into Jeremiah, he said, what? I put my words in you, that you may prophesy. Jeremiah was like, man, I'm too young. But the Most High said, no, I put my words in you. So that same spirit that the Most High put in Jeremiah is within the prophets today that's teaching this word, man. And what is that? Can we get that also? Was it more to that?
No, that's it.
Ezekiel 3:17.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17.
Yeah.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
And a watchman in this day and age is the prophets. All right, the men that are looking at all the news. They're looking at what's going on. They're watching their environments to see how things are changing. They're watching the scriptures and seeing how it lines up. Right? As the elder Yashawama from the GMS Dallas camp quotes the book of second Ezra 15, the words of the Lord are faithful and true, quotes that a lot. That's the point of a watchman. To prove that the things that we're watching, looking at, are faithful and true according to the scriptures. Okay, you go ahead.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
And that's a stern admonishment from the Lord, man. So he said to his prophets, man, get them warning. Okay, like we brought out, was that the previous chapter, or somewhere that the chapter where it says I made that forehead, same chapter, right? That was a whole. Everything lines up. I'm gonna put this word in you. Warn my people. I don't care what they say. Put that word out there. All right. That's a stern admonishment from the Lord unto us, man. And that stern admonishment from the Lord unto us comes as a stern admonishment from us to the masters of Israel, man. And it's not because we think we have rule over you. It's because this is the Most High said what's supposed to be done, to give the people warning from Him. All right. And you know, if brothers have anything, you can bring it out, but just elaborate. Go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Ezra 2:1. Thus said the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by my men servants, the prophets.
Right. This is talking about the time where the nation of Israel, when we were coming out of the land of Egypt. All right, when we were led out from the land of Egypt through Moses by the hand of the Lord. Right, we escaped that hardcore captivity. We were brought into the wilderness, and it also says what in Exodus the 3rd chapter, where it says that the Most High gave us commandments and statutes, and we would obey them. So this is what this is referencing. The Most High led the nation of Israel from that land. Okay?
It says, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsel.
Yeah, it describes what the counsel. How did we do that as a nation? We start murmuring in our tents. We start saying this ain't the truth, or you start saying in this day and age, oh, the Bible contradicts itself, or we ain't in the Bible days no more. This is the same type of energy Jake had back then. That's right back here today, man. The same people, right? But going back to the precept that we opened up with, Romans 3:3, is that going to make the word of Yahweh null and void? The Most High forbid. We still gonna teach it because this is what we agreed to obey His words. All right, and as men of the Lord willing, we are those men, the elect. We agreed to come out on the highways and the byways. We agreed to go and put these videos up. We agreed to adhere to sound doctrine and to bring it out. So let's not deviate, buck up against it, because ultimately when you do that, you're bucking up against the Lord. When you buck up against the Lord, who's gonna save you from Him? That's what started with myself to the rest of the brothers out there, man. Who's gonna save us from the Lord, man? Only the Lord can save us. So why not? Let's get that in Hebrews, the Father of Spirits.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 9. Furthermore,
One second, y'all. This is Ezekiel 2:3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that had rebelled against me. Yeah, because the brothers was referencing, what the prophets are here for, which we on the watchtower to call out the said dangers. All right, and the word prophecy means to save and forth. Okay, and what we're saying, we've been speaking on wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, MOTB, famine. Okay, these are the things that we are sent to prophesy about. And the reason that our people don't want to adhere to it is because they like things the way it is. They like the land of sin. They like Babylon, which is crazy. Right? Why did they argue with her? Right. Well, she had to walk side. Well, she's crazy. Just let her through. Let her do her thing. Like, what do you? She was sprinting. She had me running through the red light from like jerking and jumping through the street and shit. That's what I was saying when you were about to start reading. I'm like, motherfucker had me run a red light. I'm looking at her like she's doing this, and the lights are yellow. Red, she in the street. Like, somebody, man, something in the wind. It says, they and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. Yeah, that's the thing. What have they transgressed? They transgressed the laws, and they're transgressing the will. What is the will of the Heavenly Father? Is the destruction of America. They're rebellious against that will. All right? They're rebellious against the understanding. They're rebellious against what the Lord wants. Okay? So, of course, when we speak, we have pipe and they have not danced because they're rebellious against the will of the Heavenly Father. What are we piping about? The Third World War, the famine, the MOTB, the law, statutes, commandments, all right, the destruction of Babylon, the restoration of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, look at the Christian churches. We're sitting here telling our people, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that y'all are true children of Israel, and you got Jake out here fighting and saying, y'all cursing, y'all doing this, y'all this, y'all that. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to hear the message, so they're going to demonize the message. Okay, that's all it is. And all we are here to do is to speak the truth directly and correctly. Prophesy to the wind. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas just gonna nig. Okay?
And that's why the Lord said He chose the base things of the world to confound the wise, man. Because
it's like why? Because niggas are carnal, they're sensual. So they need somebody standing up, go on, suit, blah, 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 putting on a big show. Okay? And he, I'm just breezing through because I want to get to a different point. You know what I'm saying? They want people to, they want this grandiose show. The Lord said the base things of the world to confound the wise, so that the true worshipers would adhere, because the true worshipers would just listen to the truth. We don't gotta do podcasts. We don't gotta do skits. We don't gotta do barbecues. We don't gotta have to have CGI graphics and all that. We just gonna tell you the truth. We don't gotta have purple and gold and special garments and spikes. We just here to speak the truth. This truth is what's powerful. The Bible, the Holy Spirit, is what carries the power. All right, that's the power that we speak in, as Paul was speaking about. I ain't come with excellency of man's speech, but with the power of the Holy Spirit. All right, not with studs, not with backing, not with money. You know, there's no place to call a prophet a bum, because that doesn't hold any weight. Yeah. All right, that's like judging a NFL player, you know, based off of what car he drives. That has nothing to do with how he plays on the field. All right? Right. But when you start getting into a certain element and you start losing yourself, you start projecting. Okay? Because y'all got money, everybody else is bums. And when you see a tendency that you would never adhere to because you got money, it slips out. It's bum nature. You know what I'm saying? And that's proof that you lost your way. All right? That's proof that you took a bag at some point. Come to find out, go on the internet, you got your net worth is millions of dollars. Now you try to deny it and talk little on people. Okay? No, you're busted, man. And the thing is, we're never going to corner you and you say, okay, you got me. It's not going to happen. We're never going to corner you Christians. We're never going to corner you scoffers. And you're going to pop your hands up and say, all right. You got me. You research enough. You got enough truth. So what does that say to us? That we just say it and then move along. Man, that nigga sold out, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to say, I didn't do it. All right? They're going to say that. Well, we can argue it only for edification's sake. But to argue to say we're right, ain't going to get nowhere.
Put some more on this, right?
Yeah. Just like the what's going on with the camera now?
The wind's blowing it all over the place. Tighten it.
Yeah, I ain't falling. The mic's up. They ain't gotta get no cinematic angle of us. Shit. As long as you can see a garment. Good. You go ahead, though.
It says, I'm going to go back to the second half of verse 3. It says, they and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day, for they are impudent children and stiff-hearted.
Yeah, that's the predecessors. That's your pastors, your high, you might have high guys that were predecessors within One West. You know, Farrakhan's and Martin Luther King's. All these people, they're still of the nation of Israel, and they're still the niggas that go off and don't want to hear the truth and be in high positions. Okay?
I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh.
And what are we saying? Thus saith the Lord. When they talk about the MOTB is Christianity, we're gonna say no. Thus says the Lord. It says karagma there, mark, and incision in the skin. Correction. All right, we're here to be that person because the doctrine has to be spoken truthfully, directly, and correctly, man. All right, no dross. We're not here to say Christ because we don't want to offend women or offend somebody that just came out the church. All right, hey, fuck you, man. It's Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and you take it or leave it, man, because that's the truth. All right. We're not going to say God has no color like the Christian church says because we don't want to offend other races. Because he did have a color, and we're supposed to deal with the Lord in truth and sincerity. So if But if you're a heathen, I should be able to tell you the exact same color of God, and if the Spirit of the Lord is working on you, you would accept it. All right? Because we came to God, I'm going to say it as that reference, the whole world, no matter so-called what religion you're in, all that bullshit y'all in, it's bullshit. But for you, for your sake, okay, let's say you believe in it. Why do you believe in it? Because it's true. This is the real way. So why would you deal off of generalities and vagueness? Okay? Oh, he has no color. He came for everybody. Well, who's going to be punished and who's going to be judged? Okay? There's holes in that game, but at the end of the day, that shows that y'all don't want to believe the right way, or rather believe the lie instead of the truth. All right? So I'm here to say that I ain't in no spirit of arguing with you niggas, man. I'm here to confound you. I'll do that and say, nah, you said this was this. It's not that. It's actually this within the Bible. So somebody that's watching that want to know the truth can look at both of us and differentiate what's shit from sugar. All right? But to sit there and hammer down and expect everybody to see, hey, see, that's a bitch ass nigga. If you can't see it, then that's on you. All right? But to, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like the last video I did with the Iranian guy, or he's an Arab guy, you know, he was talking about Amalek. But what he was saying about Amalek holds true to this Babylonian society, that you can't deal with somebody that operates in a lie because you'll never get a hold of the truth. Their job is to never lay on the truth. Their job is to avoid the truth. So when you're sitting here, when we're sitting here saying this is the MOTB and you're lying, you're not going to say, oh, damn, you're right, because you're lying. You're going to say, oh, no, it could be many things. Oh, no, you bum, or you're going to do anything to not address the truth. So why, you know, that's an irrelevant fight, I would say. You know, so fuck these niggas, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, Ezekiel 2:5, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them.
Yeah, so we're here to tell a prophecy. We're here to break down these scriptures and tell them what the Lord is going to do. They're going to talk shit. That's just what's going to happen. When we say what's going to happen to the women, when we say what's going to happen to the men of Israel, when we say what's going to happen to the heathen, they're going to say we curse with the Bibles in our hands, that we hate women, that you know, we treat we great little girls and all that. You'll say anything. But we have to, I was thinking about this as I was coming here, man, that you got guys scoffing, using old footage of us saying old footage of people that got kicked out, saying and doing shit, and you're trying to demonize us. It's like, bro, you're doing everything but teaching the truth. All right? Every time you're teaching, you're trying to get members, you're trying to get subscriptions, you're trying to get likes and comments, you're trying to get fucking money. You're traveling here, you're dancing over here, going over there. You're not trying to dwell in the truth. The truth, in some type of way, has given you a place. Just like these wicked Pharisees. The truth has given them a place. And when Yahweh Shai came, they didn't want to lose their spot. They said it themselves via scripture.
Yeah.
That's all it is. These guys, the truth will get you somewhere. It'll start giving you traction because it's true. And then when you start getting traction, you start trying to take over and saying, let me drive. And you're dumb. Okay? You was stuck looking at the scenery. The truth was taking you to a destination. Now you want to pull over and stop at these sceneries and tell everybody about your journey. But the truth was taking you there the whole time. It wasn't you. So now you're getting attention. People want to get you on their podcast. Revenue's coming. Now you start thinking you're somebody. Views, likes. You know? But that's why Scripture said, hey, when a man thinks himself to be somebody when he's not, he destroys his own soul, man. Okay?
You gotta reset. This is John 4:24. The Most High is a spirit,
and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And that's according to the scriptures. The scriptures is the spirit going to the book of St. John, I believe, on chapter 6. All right? The words I speak unto you, you know what I'm saying? So that's the spirit. And via Yahweh Shai, he's the word, he's the spirit, he's the volume of the book. The word, Yahweh Shai, what we're speaking is all the same. Because being that Yahweh Shai is spiritual beings, all right, not like a bubble floating around, but they're not carnal minded. All right, that's how you gotta deal with it. We have this and through the spirit to know how to operate ourselves, how to behave ourselves, how to serve them, man. Flat out, that's how to serve them. This is the instructions in the manuscript, so to speak, how to serve them in spirit and in truth by sticking to this. Yeah, so the people that don't want to serve them gonna come up with ways. It's never gonna change. It's just like a Democrat and a Republican. Yeah. No matter who comes forward, it's always gonna be according to the agenda of the elites. So no matter what pastor or what figurehead comes forward, if they're self-serving, it's going to come in and manifest what they're actually serving. All right? Just like everybody thought Trump was going to come in here and bring peace, but it's chaos and war. It's even worse than worse energy than when Biden and Obama was up in here. All right? Because you got ICE running down. It's crazy because Obama hacked up more immigrants than Trump did, but the way he's doing it is being used via propaganda. Okay, there was all kind of wars happening and shit. Obama took out what the Arab nigga, Osama bin Laden, and all this other goofy shit. But now we need to break with World War III, man, and that's what I wanted to get to because all these niggas, these churches, all they scoffing and doing all this, but ain't none of them talking about these prophecies, man. All right, ain't none of them talking about what's going on in the Middle East right now. And if they have something to say, they say pray for this person. God bless the this and that. You don't know what to fucking say, man. Because you don't know what's going on. The whole time we've been telling you about wars and rumors of wars. All right? But they're a rebellious nation. And we're going to keep talking about that. All right? That's why I came up here like, man, fuck all that talking to these niggas about how they ain't listening. They ain't gonna listen. I talk about these fucking make your ears fat with these prophecies manifesting, man. All right, hitting their ass over the head. Y'all talking all that shit about the Israelites, about we ain't this and we ain't that, and we watching World War III. Damn near about the prophecies being manifest. Let's get Isaiah 50 and 45. Okay. That's a prophecy that's being manifest as we speak, man. As we speak. Jeremiah 50:45. But the Lord sent us out to our people mainly, but also to the heathen and to tell them their condemnation as well. All right? And shit's gonna come with that. What we want is, of course, we want our desires to wake up the elect. All right, but we're here to sit out against scoffers. We're sit out against the ruling class. All right, we're sit out against 2/3 of our people, heathen. All right, we're sent to gathered in the elect. All right, and it's all through doing what? Preaching the same word, this gospel.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he had taken against Babylon.
And Babylon is talking about the daughter of Babylon, which is aka America. All right? Even though it's a book and it's written in ancient Babylon, but a lot of these verses are allegorical and it attaches to prophecy. It really was prophecy, but it was happening at that time for somebody to say something. Just like when you are doing something and you making dumb faces in the window and your mom say, hey, you're doing that, your face gonna get stuck like that. And then your face actually gets stuck like that. That was a prophecy. Now that person was saying something in a moment, but the spirit had hit him to say something that would happen in the future. Okay? And that's what the prophets were going through in ancient Babylon. All right? You see how people get carried off and say, how are we, so taken out? How is the king sitting above and we riding on, walking, how's it, I've seen servants on foot and servants on horses and kings on foot. And they probably seen that being carried out of Babylon, but then it really was a prophecy according to us being in modern day Babylon, of being Esau riding on horses and making a law that we couldn't ride on horses. And we had to walk on foot. And it attaches. Okay? Some things are just plain out visions. All right?
Lake of fire, vision.
Hmm?
I said the lake of fire, vision.
Yeah, lake of fire, vision, not no literal thing. But that's what I'm saying. Like, these Christians are trying to get on a treadmill of prophecy.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker's running on 10. You can't get, you gotta like kind of get a little test speed touch. They just hopping on that motherfucker, walking, yeah, and so, because they're so fucking proud. Yeah, I could do this. Boom, boom, boom. Flip will tumble. Hit the fucking wall, curled up.
Yeah.
You know?
You ain't never fell off no treadmill, boy. It hurts.
The spirit that you said that as we were speaking about this prophecy, I just got a notification: Israel, Iran, U.S. prep for potential Israel-Iran war. This is what we're supposed to be talking about. This is what's going to lead.
We about to talk about it. See, that's what I'm saying. Let's stop talking about these niggas. Let's get to these prophecies, because that's what they can't fight this. They can sit here and say we stupid, we're idiots, we curse, we this, but the Spirit of the Lord is resting upon us, and it's the spirit of prophecy. All right, and it ain't about us, because they're gonna keep on doing things to us. All right, and it's gonna get to the point we're gonna feel like we have to defend ourselves. But nah, man. What it says, they rebuke, yet we entreat. You know what I'm saying? We're hated, yet we just keep doing our job. Okay, yeah, let's get that real quick. Let's get back to that Jeremiah 50. I'll take you too long.
I thought he had it.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he had taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldees. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them.
Yeah, and the least of the flock is Amalek. Right? And so-called JEOOs. All right? That's the least of the flock shall draw who out? The daughter of Babylon, the whore that sitteth upon the dragon. And that happened over this past 2 weeks. Okay? Where the land of Israel started off, it started off with a war with Palestine, but then they struck Iran out the blue. All right? And what people don't understand is that there's allies and cliques and groups. That's why Israel struck Iran, because Iran was helping Palestine and all them. All right, and that Iran was helping them, and okay, all these other countries weren't helping, but Iran directly, they close friends, you could say. But now you struck Iran, and then Iran started whooping Israel's ass. All right. Whooping Israel's ass. They sent out all the old missiles, had the Iron Dome working on overtime, and then started sending us hypersonic missiles, tearing their ass up. Why? Why is all this so-called this happening? Why? Why did America get involved? Oh man, because they have secret nuclear programs. But wait, the Israelis, all right, they're not Israel. They're Israelis. They're like Israel. They're going to follow us, all right? But get back to what I said. The Israelis have a secret nuclear secret nuclear program, openly telling everybody they're not checking our shit. All right? And America says, oh, okay. But then they bomb Iran. Okay? And the whole world knows this, and the whole world sees this. When I say the whole world, I'm not talking about the dead of the world. I'm not talking about citizens. All right? I'm talking about the elites, the governors, the captains, the rulers, the czars, the monarchs, all right, the presidents. I'm talking about these people. All these countries know Israel has a nuclear program that nobody knows the exact details of. And there's a law that everybody has to report in. All right? So everybody knows, come on, man. If you're in the work environment and everybody can't have their headphones in, and you got the one guy got his headphone in, and then the guy over here put his headphone in, he get fired, but this guy over here get to keep his headphones in and he never gets fired, and he's doing a worse job than this guy over here, then the whole world, you paying me a check, so I can't really say nothing, but I am mad about it. I do feel some type of way. I feel like I'll be next. So either I play ball or I just wait for somebody to punch you in the mouth and I jump in. That's all that's about to happen. That's pretty much summary as the world war is gonna do. And people getting all on the internet talking about the U.S. gonna do this, U.S. gonna do that. Russia can't beat us and our allies. Hey, stupid, you're losing your allies.
Exactly.
Because you done fucked them, you done fucked half of Europe over with the Ukraine shit. You done fucked half of Europe over with the Arab shit, man, because that's oil related, economy related. And a lot of them rely on their oil and their resources, their grains. Russia is like a second, I think they're like first or second in grain production, man. All right? There's countries out here that are resource or pumping resources through the world. Hey, America don't fucking know yet. Y'all been consuming, and everything's just visuals been so good, cheap, readily available that you think that you and yourself to be a good case.
Yeah.
But they just started bombing Iran. Iran's allies. Normally, all that shit you see on the back of your thing, some of them are their allies. Man, in Vietnam and Taiwan and all this China. China is a part of it. They already put sanctions and all that, and then China bounced back with a sanction. Now you got Iran. You bombed Iran. Now you beef with Russia. Russia has to do something. Russia said they were going to have to do something if you would have bombed Iran. And they try to keep it cordial by bombing their nuclear facilities. All right? Playing fucking political games. But that's why the scriptures say that Russia, let's get that, says Russia is not going to regard their silver or their gold. All right? Because you're not going to sit here and keep on crippling our economy and then getting on the news and playing like, nah, bro, we ain't hurt nobody, though. But you got your facilities locked and loaded. 800 missiles over here, 200 missiles over there. But we can't even get a missile. You're being a fucking economic bully. Okay? But that's, hey, yeah, we can get to these precepts. Let's get them out.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Verse 16, it said, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in.
Yeah, so he would not, the Medes are today's Russians. We're talking about that area, okay? You look at that area, the Persian, that's the Medo-Persian Empire, the Medial Empire around that area, around that Mesopotamian area, or that Middle East areas around Russia around now, all right? What's like Georgia, Russia, around that area, all right? Not that's the upper part, but more in the lower area, all right? So the Lord said he's going to stir up Russia against Babylon. Prophecies is coming to pass, all right? Go ahead.
It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces.
Yeah, the bows is their thermonuclear missiles, all right? And their regular missiles, the supersonic missiles, the motherfuckers that could get over here in 30 minutes. All right, you get on a fucking plane, it takes you about 6 hours. Now understand that. To cross that ocean, it takes you about six hours. Take the longest time on a big boy. So you telling me you got something that can get over here in 30 minutes? Ain't no like running to a bunker. You're not gonna make it. You can't. It take you about 5 to 10 minutes to get out your house.
Right. Gather everybody in your house. That takes about another 5 minutes. And it's through the spirit. The brother was it came up the other day about how the chariot was hitting that missile, and the brother went into the speed of the missile, which was like 1,000 miles an hour.
That's just like the rockets that take off.
That's
I'm
just
looking
a
it up
rocket.
now, though. It says a ballistic missile traveling a 30-minute trajectory, such as from Moscow to New York, will be traveling at speeds approximately 15,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, and once you get into because that's the thing, Esau's blessing is a sword, and Russia's Esau too, man.
Exactly.
Okay. And I was watching a video. They got missiles that sit right above the ocean floor. I mean, ocean water, and it just be going straight over to America, man. I'm talking about fucking flying. You know, and there was a video of motherfuckers in boats just sitting and you just, you know what I'm saying? Just a wind and a power of energy, like how a semi pulls past you, but something that's going at what we said 15,000 that's pulling, that's gonna have your boat tip. You're gonna be like, man, what the hell was that? You know, so you're not gonna see that. That Iron Dome ain't gonna stop that. All right.
Yeah, around called the tsunami. How fast that bitch is moving.
And then an intercontinental ballistic missile, it goes out of space, okay, and then drops down.
Yep.
That's a whole different concept of traveling.
You got the boost phase. It says the initial phase where the missile accelerates rapidly until its rocket engines, using its rocket engines, the phase is relatively short, lasting only a few minutes. Then the mid-course phase, this is the longest phase where the missile travels through space at high speeds. The speed during the phase is typically around 15,000 miles per hour. Then the re-entry/terminal phase, as the missile re-enters the atmosphere, it slows down due to the atmosphere's drag, but can still be traveling at speeds over 13,000 miles per hour.
Ain't no ducking that, man. There's no Hellcat that can outrun that, man.
You gotta be your bunker gotta be in your house. That, why you
gotta be in your backyard.
Boy that went what's the Facebook nigga? Was it him that went and building his bunker? Then everybody started talking about building their bunkers and shit.
Yeah, I mean they got a lot of doomsday preppers out here, but the scriptures tell you that they gonna be gathering for the Israelites, man. Can somebody get that precept? You know, they gather, but they're gonna be really gathering for us in that time, man. All right, because the Lord's gonna protect Israel in a time of war when they be gathering all that fucking food and bunker. Then a famine hit, martial law hit, because a lot of them niggas gonna willy-nilly go there. All right. A lot of them are you know, I ain't gonna put that on the doomsday preppers because that's what they're prepping for. They're not, you know, but some of them niggas gonna get weak. A lot of them people gonna leave. A lot of them gonna get taken. Okay. Yeah, that one. There's another one I can't think about it. So they gather themselves, but they keep onto them for the elect. We can't find it. We'll get it later. We'll just keep going because I ain't gonna find it real quick. I just did. Yeah, I think it's like exactly right.
Back in Isaiah 13, verse 18, it says, "Their bones also shall dash young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. At Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah."
And that's talking about fire and brimstone, aka thermonuclear missiles, aka the lake of fire. Okay.
It shall never be inhabited shall be dwelt in from generation to generation.
And the main thing I want is that they should not regard their silver nor their gold, because there isn't going to be any place of reason. All right, bro, I'm going to chill out. It's like, nah, bro, yo, chill don't mean chill. All right? They like to throw rocks. Edom like to throw rocks and hide his hands, man. All right? And gifts blind the eyes of the wise, but and the scriptures say, he that repeateth a matter shall lose very friends. So you sitting over here pushing down somebody's kid, you know, and they say, hey, man, what the hell you doing? Oh, man, my bad. And then you turn around and see a news article of with his son on the ground and say parents neglect their children and shit like that, and he can't really come out and say nothing because you giving them that person that's putting out that slander is giving him a sweet deal on his house. You know what I'm saying? But he only could do that because he's always doing this to everybody to make sure everybody's looked at as losers. Okay? Now everybody telling these they at the fucking water pot like you at the break room and you're sharing stories, and it's like, this motherfucker did that to me too. Oh, he did that to me, so everybody's gonna turn and shoot. Okay?
This is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yeah. So all the people that you're confederate with, Europe with the BRICS and all that, all right, all these other countries, man, because I forget, in the UN, it was a UN council, and this guy was just going off about, like, even though that they feel that the UN is a beacon of light for justice, the dude was going off about the hypocrisy and the mistreatment of America within their units. You'll go over here and tell them they can't do this, but then you'll do it. And then you'll go over here, and y'all motherfuckers are corrupt. Sure, we the beacon of light, but y'all are corrupt. If they're saying that within, then you already know the ops is like, yeah, them niggas hold. They're telling y'all them niggas hold. Okay? A lot of these nations are going to turn against Babylon via prophecy, man. So when people think, oh yeah, man, y'all got Russia, but we got France, we got this, man, them people gonna back the fuck out, man. You're gonna say, I'm tired of this shit, man. You're always starting shit with people, man. All this anti-sim. Bro, these people been on a tear of abusing people. After country. And then you got the internet, the unicorn. Knowledge running true and forward, and things running true and forward, knowledge being increased. People seeing people getting bombed. You didn't already, because he made a pit and digged it himself, he done projected we're the peaceful ones. We don't hurt people. This is how you're supposed to treat people. See a motherfucking dog in a river and 18 people in a chain link saving a dog, and you playing music and trying to show everybody this is the American way. Right? So now you're telling people that this is what caring is about. But then people start seeing the real footage of your fucking actions and your own people, because you lied to them and told them this is reality. They're now turning against you because you programmed them to think what peace really is. You program them to say, oh, we would never harm nobody. Sure, we got all the weapons. We're just using this to control them, to get all the bad guys. But then you start finding out that through the internet, that the Americans the bad guys in a lot of cases, if not all of them. So now you got those demographic of people, and guess what? That demographic is the backbone of America at this point. That's your students. That's your that's really the student class. All this LGBT alphabet and all them motherfuckers, man. That's the backbone of this country now, and that's their way of thinking is the way you program them. That everybody's supposed to just deal in love and figure it out and talk it out, because you can pacify the people so you can just manipulate them. That's why Christianity's built how it's built. Oh man, turn the other cheek. No, don't let them do. You know, if they do this, everybody can make it. Nobody's wrong. Now y'all here judging people, nuking people, bombing people, putting sanctions on people, starving people out. And it's being put out on the internet. You can't use your CNN and your Fox to dilute the stories. Let's get that. And Jeremiah 51, man.
Okay.
What was that what you was reading? You got the rest of that, brother? So you can get it?
No, that was it to that.
That was it? Okay. There was another one I wanted.
That was it to the least of the draw them out.
Yeah. Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. What I want, 15 to 30. But you go ahead and get what you got.
This is Jeremiah 49, verse 10. Behold, I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
And that's those bunkers. All right? That's them, because Esau got bunker busters on Iran, but they got their bunkers gonna be busted. Okay, go ahead.
It says his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yep. So he's gonna be utterly destroyed. Okay. But pursuant to this situation, Babylon busted Iran's bunker. Okay. And the crazy thing is, it looked like the DO weapon, man, the direct energy, man. It looked like a fucking lightning bolt that hit. And it blew up, man. Okay? That's I'm looking at it saying, yeah, scientific, it may be, but that shit like do to me. I've never seen a mushroom cloud with a lightning bolt striking in the middle of it. Alright? I've seen a lot of nuke videos and I've never seen that. Alright? So you gotta be shitting me to think that y'all gonna tell me that that's a scientific phenomenon that normally happens when a certain amount of energy is collected together. Hell no, they either like a lightning bolt or a direct energy weapon or a laser from a chariot. Them the only three technologies that I know of that has that capability.
Right, blame it on them. See, told you they had nuclear capability over there. Like, shut up.
But even nukes don't do that. It's just a straight mushroom cloud. You know? Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath.
Yeah, let's read up a bit. I think it's like 28, 27.
Second Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at verse 28. It says, behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
Yeah, and that's what's going on right now, man, or that's about to happen, man. All right, because that shit's boiling. It's about to come up to a rolling boil. Okay, once you got Iran involved, that's the powerful one of those Arab nations, man. That's the ones that actually got to stand in army. Okay?
I was gonna say, the Lord is so beautiful because the whole point is they assume that Iran is building nukes. You know what I'm saying? Not even realizing them and their assumptions to stop that from happening. Possibly the upset prophecy is actually having it play out anyway. Because now, like you said, now U.S. got to get involved. Iran got to fire back. Now they, talks about shutting down the Strait of, well, I believe they did shut down the Strait of Hormuz. So it's just domino effect, bro.
That affects the economies. That Strait of Hormuz is a very, that price is going to go up. That's the whole point of that strait, man. That's the whole point of them going over to Gaza. Because there's somebody looked it up, there's a river or a passage that they created in Gaza that make that strip, make that journey shorter. And they want to, it's like a one lane passage for the boats, but they want to create a 2-lane pass in that Gaza area, just like they're doing, the Panama Canal. All right, it's the same concept of them trying to create proper flow so they can get their goods back and forth. All right, it's not about right and wrong. It's about power, man. They doing all that to them people in Gaza for the property and for them to build that 2-lane bridge, man, or a 2-lane river, man. Okay, so that way they could go back and forth a little bit more faster because only one boat can travel at a time right now. And they're trying to have it to where you can have a good flow of traffic, man. Okay. Found it? All right, you go ahead.
not include passing through Gaza, more recent discussions have suggested a potential route that could go through or near the Gaza Strip.
Yeah. So and when it wasn't about, it was twofold. I'm gonna push them out, put our people in there, but we really want to create a puppet society to allow this strip to go through so we can get more economic power. All right? Because if I can get my goods back and forth in large lump sum, if I'm selling apples and you selling apples and I could get 10,000 apples here and you only could get 5, I'm going to take you out, man. Okay? That's it. That's all it is. All right? It's this power through economics. And they use their war. And war is profitable because you got to buy weapons. People die. All right? There's less consumers in the world. All right? People that consume product, energy, or money, or dollars. You get rid of strong niggas and let the weak niggas stay behind. There's so much benefit to war. Okay?
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
Yeah, and the Carmanians are the Iranians. Okay? Can you read that again, Bob Shah?
It says that the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall
and that nature goes back to Ishmael being a wild man. Okay?
It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, led, and keep silence with their power, and shall flee.
Yes, because ultimately Iran or the Arabs are going to lose, and they're going to put a big ass dent in America's army. Okay? That's what's prophesied. They're going to put they're going to bite a big chunk out of America's army. All right? And then you got Russia and China. You're not going to be able to let somebody rock your shit and then get in there with Bud Crawford and think you're going to last. No, bro. You may have been juiced up and souped up, but you vulnerable. And you putting a fresh line in there, they're gonna get you up out of there, no matter how strong you was. Okay? If Anthony Joshua's rocked and he's on noodle legs getting off the bench, if he go against Bud, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It may be okay, he got a chance, but it's like, yeah, he still may be in trouble, man. Okay? Outside, that person's good enough, they're going to knock your ass down, man. And Russia's good enough to knock down a wounded America. Especially if you add China with it. That's numbers, bro. That's hella numbers. And all these people talking about, okay, America's going to win. Hypothetically, if they did win, which prophetically not going to happen, right? But let's say they do win. At what cost? Tennessee ain't gonna be the same. Right? It's not just gonna happen in the Middle East how it's always been happening.
That's their mindset, bro. Like you said, what's that?
Niggas ain't never take a rocket before I take one fucking rocket. All it takes is one. All it's gonna take is one. It ain't about the devastation, it's about your normal fucking life.
Yeah, bro.
You got women walking around, oh, I'm about to go to this concert, I'm about to pop out this Saturday. And then you just see, boom. That's going to throw you all the way off. Wi-Fi ain't going to be the same for you no more. Right? Wi-Fi shut down. You ain't going to be like, come on, man. This shit happen every month. You're going to be like, damn. Is that another rocket? You know?
I got a preset, bro.
Grocery stores closing at certain time. Curfews.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be 2020 times 100, man.
It's gonna be martial law. Once a rocket hit, military gonna take over.
They have to.
They have to. So ain't gonna be no more, oh, you doing this. Your ass gonna start getting rations.
Yep.
Your ass gonna, if you ain't a so-called essential worker, all right, they gonna have your ass in a certain area. They might have a concentration camp to where you can get straight to work. If you work over here, we're gonna build a makeshift apartment and have all y'all just go over here so y'all can keep providing stuff to these 15-minute cities.
And that's why they building a lot of apartments. They building a lot more apartments. They creating more humanoid robots. All right, so they can do what you normally, all of that easy shit. They got you working at. They don't need you to work at. Nigga, you're getting comfortable sitting at home.
Yeah.
So the robot replace you, and they just give you universal basic income.
They already ready. They already ready for all this. They want this war to happen. All right, so they can implement their new system, man. All right.
This is Isaiah 47:8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Yeah, that's the average American, man. They think that I'm seeing people making videos. You ain't gonna make rap videos and fucking dancing around. Your ass ain't never seen a missile hit your neighborhood, bro. You want me popping off about death so much? You know what I'm saying? Our country will do this. What if they do? But all it takes is one missile to hit your school while your kids in it. I don't give a fuck if America win that war. That shit gonna fuck you up. That shit gonna traumatize your ass for life. And that's what the fuck they've been going through for years. Okay?
Niggas ain't bouncing back from natural disasters, tornadoes, and hurricanes. It's taking decades to bounce back. A fucking missile.
Yeah, niggas still on 9/11. A missile would level many towers.
Yeah, clear out a radius of that shit, man.
Yeah. Like I said, Tennessee, Bourbon Street, like that shit will never be the same. You ain't gonna never look at that city the same, man. Yeah. All right? Because it won't be the same. All them historical shits and statues and all that, your dreams, your goals. Your ass want to be a fucking licensed business administrator. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no fucking businesses. Stock markets, your ass want to be a trader. Your ass want to be an influencer. You on fucking TikTok doing that dumbass shit. You gonna be like, man, like ain't getting no more views. Niggas ain't on the fucking internet looking at that dumbass shit no more.
Yeah.
They ass trying to cultivate and plant and hunt. They're trying to figure their life out.
It's man. All it takes is one. That's because they ain't been touched.
They haven't been hit with that one yet. That shit gonna go out the window, man.
That's like shouts out to my dog Wilder. He met the one. He met that one nigga. He just couldn't get past him, You
do all that fucking around, they gonna find a lot of Americans are unprepared. And when you're ill prepared, just like I think that was Hurricane Sandy, the one that was in Houston. I forget that big ass hurricane that hit Houston compared to Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina wasn't as big as that hurricane. It wasn't as strong. But New Orleans wasn't prepared. And it causes more death and more chaos and more panic. It was you would think that hurricane was worse than the one in Houston, but it wasn't. All right? Why? Because of the preparedness. People couldn't react the right way. In America, y'all niggas still get here all this news. Niggas they ain't got no bunker place for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Niggas worry about school shooters. They ain't got no hideouts, no place to go in case, you hear sirens. Niggas hear drones. They gonna start looking, getting their fucking lenses so they can see them and shit. Not knowing these motherfuckers gonna be dropping fucking baby bombs on your forehead. Drones in Afghanistan, the sounds of those hit different, man. Niggas ain't never hear no swarm of drones. And it don't give the same effect, man. You think about a Memorial Day when you hear drones, and you see drones in the sky, and you think niggas playing. Was a show. The first nigga to catch a drone attack gonna eat that bitch. He ain't gonna be able to eat. He gonna be like this.
He gonna be on live with that motherfucker like this, bro.
That motherfucker, the next thing you know, he gonna see shoot, boom, 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 boom. Fuck. Shaking and it's gonna go bad. The signal gonna go dead.
The switches ain't got nothing on that.
Niggas not ready, man. Alright? Now the bitch is ready. Now bitch, where are you gonna go when these people start dropping bombs? When a swarm of drones, like, or a missile hit here, a missile hit, where are you gonna go? There's no American place to tell you to go in case a bomb hits your ass. Think about that. What school you gonna go to? Where are you gonna get in your car as a citizen and say, okay, America, the government told me to go here when this shit start happening? Everybody gonna run their ass to Bellevue. That's what the fuck gonna happen. They're gonna run their ass to Bellevue to that military base and ask for help.
Hey, I seen 2 jets coming from that way yesterday. Well, I heard. I'm like, that sound like jets, and I seen 2 of them. And then that's when y'all sent the news about the Iran shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Maybe they just testing the bitches. I don't know if they necessarily going anywhere or nothing, but they came straight from Bellevue.
The amount of jets America got. I was looking at that I said, y'all, man, yeah.
Boy.
Amount of error, because that's what gives them Babylon the confidence that they have is their military might. All right? And they're spending annually $600+ billion on that shit. Okay? $600+ billion. So when you sitting out here wondering where your tax money going and why you got to pump all that, why they need all that, that's why. And that same military superiority is being weaponized against your dumb ass, man.
Grab it, not the whole thing.
No, you go ahead.
So, starting at number 21, it says largest air forces in the...
Let's go to Iran in comparison.
Come.
Yeah. I can't leave out Iran.
They number 21.
Yeah, there you go.
Number 21, Iran at 551 total military aircraft. And this is as of 2021. I'm going to just fast forward. United States. Remember, Iran was 551. United States, 14,486 total military aircraft.
That's 1,000 more. That's on set. That's not all those aircrafts carry shit. Okay. That's and who was in the middle, like Ethiopia and all that.
Yep. Because then after that, now U.S. sit at 14,000, Russia sit at 4,000, China sit at 3,000. 4,000 compared to 14,000 is fucking chaotic, man. It's diabolical. It's really diabolical.
And like they say, you follow the fucking money, man.
That is crazy.
You follow the money. Why is somebody that's looking for so much peace spending so much on war?
Yeah. And they said, U.S. is the only one who have the B-2 stealth bombers. No one else has that. They boasting in that shit, man. Because like his brother said, follow the money. That's where all of the money is going.
They said, we heard you the first podcast, man.
You ain't even got no logo on your truck.
Just going back to what the brother was saying, like he says that, like even with Daniel, that's why it's going to be a time like that before. But like going back to what we were speaking, leading up to going into the prophecies, that's why the Most High been having the men of the Lord out there telling you about what's going on. That it's about to be a war in this land, right? What's the scripture say? What is that? I believe it's Isaiah 47, where it speaks about. Thou should be no more called tender and delicate, man. Right? Tender. Why? Let's get that, because the reason why it says that is because this land, America itself, has never been touched by any type of war. There's no troops. There's no foreign troops that have ever been here. There's no actual full-blown war that's been in the United States of America.
And that's why the Lord did it that way. As he got all the people's minds that it can never be touched. They see all the money going into the military, all of this. Nobody's brave enough to come step over here, so it makes these Americans proud. It makes the presidents proud, the vice presidents proud, all of them motherfuckers is proud. All right? But it's the Lord putting you in a trick bag, man. You know?
Yeah, so I was looking this up, man. It's hard to find the the fucking budget, the annual budget for America, man. And 54% of America's budget goes to the military. And you talking about like 800, I think it was $898 billion annually goes to the military, man. And another trying to find the another large one. The second large one is international affairs, government. All right, and anyone guess the third largest one.
What you saying? So military. The second was what?
Well, military, of course, but you got three large pockets. You got international affairs, and you got government affairs, and there's another one that's large. The education system.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Education, and that shows you.
Yeah.
Follow the fucking money, man. Follow the money. The ATF, that's government. IRS, CIA, all that. They get a lot of money, man. But they're military. You know, some of it's military, some is government based. CIA is more government based. ATF would be more. CIA is more military based. You know, ATF's more government based. They're more homebody. Okay, bridges and all that, and fucking police and all this shit, funding the police. All right, traffic lights, traffic cams. Okay, all that, they're getting trillions of fucking dollars.
But then you got poor motherfuckers, like people real life homeless. Shit just can't. I don't mean like motherfuckers living check to check. I mean motherfuckers pushing baskets and living in tent cities and shit, man.
There should be no way you pay taxes and gotta pay for insurance or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's government. They shouldn't have to go to the hospital. All the fucking taxes y'all taking out.
Like you were saying, like that. That's why there's gonna have to be a reset, because the way Esau is ruling this thing, there's no true welfare. There's no true care for the people. That's why this has to be reset. A greater thing being the people that has to be reset.
This is Psalm 55 and 20. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, he's broken covenants like in that same fashion with internationally and nationally. All right, like he did that to Gad. All right, he did that to Judah. Okay, he did that to fucking Syria, Egypt, South Africa. All right, a lot of these countries thought you was striking a deal with them, and you did them in the ass at the end, man. All right, that's the thing, that all that they had peace with them is going to turn against it, because the people think it's going to be at a sudden. No, this is a cumulative accumulation of them fucking everybody over, man. But these nations don't have the power, the economic power, to voice their opinions, man. All right, like I said, you got a fucking supervisor just talking to everybody like shit, then you go to fucking the HR, and the HR is back in the supervisor. What the hell are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And this dude is doing it to everybody.
The only thing is gonna work, like you said, y'all have that break room meeting, and y'all are, hey man, well, let's all go file a grievance on this motherfucker.
Yeah, so all it takes is one person to file that grievance. Then everybody will say, I'm gonna file. Hell yeah, I'm gonna file.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna happen to America. All you got, somebody got to swing and give him a bloody mouth. All you got to do is hit him out and blood leak a little bit.
Yep.
Everybody else gonna come in. It's an open.
Hey, that reminds me of 300, movie 300. When they was telling the story, he was like Leonidas. When he put his spear down, his shield, it was showing why. He wasn't bowing down. He just needed to throw that spear, but he did all that just to show that God can bleed. Because Xerxes he thought he was a god. He couldn't be touched. So Leonidas did all that just to show that he can bleed. You know what I'm saying? It's the same, like you said, one blow in the mirror. Oh, this nigga normal, man.
Started so I seen him get wobbly and shit. I'm like, oh, this thing get him. Get him. So then at the end of this thing, and while this is happening, you got niggas scoffing, you got Christians trying to tell us that's why I don't. Prophecy's gonna crush all that, man. Y'all can talk all this shit. We ain't this. You can get the worst clip of us doing the worst thing, but we gonna keep on teaching these prophecies. Just like there's people in these comment boards saying, I'm watching all these Israelite groups, and GMS is the only ones talking about the current events, the things that's going on, man. Because that's what we're sent to do. We're sent to talk about these prophecies. We do dabble in the subject of marriage, how to deal with yourself, how to deal with brothers, how to deal with your food, and shit like that. But we're constantly dealing with these prophecies. Okay?
It's the book of Revelation 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, but the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, and so that's what we're out here to do, is we're out here to testify, and you got to have balls to testify. Because the word testify goes back to testicles, so there shouldn't be no woman with the spirit of prophecy on her. Now she made a prophecy may come onto her in a dream, but she relates that to a man. And then a man will prophesy that situation or give that interpretation. Okay? So don't get that misconstrued when the Lord gives women dreams and dreams. That don't mean that now you're a prophet. You're a prophetess. Meaning you need to go and talk to a prophet about what you heard. Okay? Don't get it misconstrued. And there's a lot of women that be having dreams, man. I got a couple of relatives in my family that'll call me and say something, and things have come to pass. You know what I'm saying? But even they don't understand. They think, oh yeah, the Lord is like, nah, bro, you just got the spirit of the Lord is got the spirit of prophecy. The Lord is sending you dreams. As he said, the scripture said, many shall dream dreams and do all this. That don't mean that you are the elect. All right, I'm gonna keep it at 100, man. All right. That's up.
Yeah, Joel 2 verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my flesh, it's like I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, you're gonna have the spirit of prophecy, but you're not walking in the spirit of a prophet. If I could say it in a proper fashion, you're not gonna be out here in garments. You're not gonna do that, but you're gonna go to sleep and then you'll dream a dream. All right, or you may do something the Lord will put on your spirit, man. This place about to go down, man. All right, and the Lord gonna start telling you these things, but that don't mean a lot of you niggas ain't gonna wake up from it. You're just gonna be telling people that you know that believe in everything, that can interpret. That's what normally happens, man. I had a dream that such and such did this and this happened and that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I get phone calls. You know, I've gotten phone calls in waves, man, telling me about the shit that happened in New York with the water and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? arguing with you about it. You may not understand it because you're not caught up into it. All right, you're not privy. You're not occupied in prophecy. You're not standing upon the watchtower. You're not paying attention. So of course it's gonna come upon you like a thief in the night. All right. That's why when we speak about the MOTV, it's coming upon you like a thief in the night because you're thinking we bugging. But this technology started since the first World War I with IBM, with the computers. All right, like it's been happening. It's just starting to manifest into its what it's supposed to be at this point. Now it's hitting you like a thief in the night because you weren't paying attention. Okay.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And when it speaks and not lies, when it manifests, you can't deny the MOTV at a point. Where's my dog? Where's my? And it was mocking and making fun of it. Now they're trying to weasel their way in and try to act like they've been talking about it the whole time. That's some coward shit, by the way. Okay? That's the end is manifesting. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. The end is manifest. It's the same as the beginning is plain. The end is manifest. You're gonna know when the end is happening. You're gonna know when it's the end. All right? That's like you in the club and your ass staying there till it close. When the lights come on, and they start playing. If you're in New Orleans, they start playing that second line music, and the lights come on. The end is manifest. You know what I'm saying? You know to start walking out the door. Okay.
And they give you they start giving you signs and let you know, give you a last call.
A last call. Last call. You know. You start doing things, start trying to get them bitches, the last swing. You know, make something happen, make a phone call, something preparing. Yep. But y'all in my motherfucker jamming, I ain't even paying attention to none of that. You know what I'm saying? That shit knocked me back. Damn.
How did it feel like that? Oh, the other way.
I'm just trying to see what to say.
Yeah. Oh. Is it still rolling? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Might as well stick around over there. The wind been blowing this way all day. Everybody decided to come straight out. I got one. Man, we sneaked through the pole over there.
Can I go speak up?
Go ahead.
So 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 5 it says, for like as all that is made in the world at the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Yeah, that's the precept I was actually thinking of. You know, and I went to the GNT to see what it says. But this is the Lord. He's showing a mighty work. He's showing things. Like, one of the main things is that prophecy is manifesting. Those is wonderful works right there, man. Because it's showing you the step-by-steps of it coming to happen, coming to pass. And on top of that, you're going to start seeing chariots. Chariots going to start showing up in the day and shit. People ain't going to know what to do.
And I'm watching. I went to check the video to make sure the live was still running, and I see a nigga put a yawn emote. Like nigga, we're here to teach the truth, directly correct. I'm not about to do no backflips. I'm not about to sit here and dance for your stupid ass. Go watch a TikTok video.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Go and your ass got too much. You got too much dopamine pumping through your fucking system from scrolling and swiping up all day.
watch IUIC.
You waking up or going? Or you tired?
Yeah, because they're doing skits. IUIC's doing skits. Go watch somebody go do some skits. Go watch, you know what I'm saying? Go watch people that want to entertain your ass. We're not here to entertain.
Yo.
You can be entertained by what we're doing, but we're not here to entertain you. All right? Because they say they should make sport of the prophets. It's like a nigga coming in a meeting on how to better yourself and you yawning and shit. How the you trash as a human being. Okay, yawn how the fuck you want. Like I said, like them niggas don't like, bro. Prophets gonna come to pass. That same emo, the missile's gonna fly right in your fucking mouth. You know? Yeah. Your kids and all that, man. Your family, all those who you love. That shit ain't gonna be boring at all. You gonna have a whole lot of time to think about. You gonna have a whole lot of shit to think about, a whole lot of shit to do. You gonna have a lot of people to bury, a lot of people to mourn. All right? As simple as that, bro. Like it ain't nothing gotta be entertaining about this, man. All right?
Because like you said earlier, the true worshipers is gonna take heed.
Yeah.
They gonna adhere to it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Niggas want us to play back that ass up. That's what when we piping and dancing, y'all want to request back that ass up on some dumb ass shit. Nah, nigga, you gonna listen to the song I play. No fucking request here. Niggas want to hear about like angry shit.
They want to hear us talk about the other camps and all of that. No, we're not here to talk about the ass. They come up because of what's in the scripture. But like your brother says, the prophecies, that's the important. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, low vibrational ass niggas, man. All they want to hear is negativity. All right, they don't want to speak on prophecy. They want this is negative, but it's a negative to their shit. Oh man, you talking about my world ending? Oh no, let's talk mess. Let's talk about this camp and that camp. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't here to gossip, man.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about their ass if it's applicable to what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't here to spread rumors. Other day I was listening, and we ain't gonna be sitting no fucking hours and hours unless you break something down wrong. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, nigga, I don't give a fuck about what you're doing. You know? Is that it to that?
Yeah, that was it to that.
Yeah, we about to close out. Yeah, so with that being said, we're gonna give all praises unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Chakadash.
double honor to our apostles, our elders, rule well. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.